If you've managed to build someone's trust once, I'm going to say that's not enough. If you manage to build someone's trust the second time, I'm going to say it's not enough. If you manage to build the trust the third time, I'm still going to say it's not enough. Because the two pillars to trust, we have these two pillars, very, very, very strong two pillars to trust. Do you guys know what those two pillars are?
Clarity and commitment.
Clarity, did you say?
Yeah, clarity.
Clarity and commitment. Okay. You were saying? Faith. Okay. All right. Personal quality. Okay, I'm going to come back to you, Nazail. Consistency. Brilliant.
Attitude and behavior.
Attitude and behavior. All right.
Consistent attitude and behavior.
Consistent attitude and behavior. Brilliant. What do you guys think?
Like you have to be on time every time.
On time, every time. All right. I always say this, that the two pillars to trust, the first one is communication. You need to keep the channel of communication open. You can never, ever, ever build trust if your channel of communication is not open. Being transparent or no, time will tell. Being honest or no, time will tell. Being open or no, time will tell. But what really works on the very first day is the other person communicating or no? I will put you in a very basic scenario. We're all going to go out and network in a little while, yes? Yes? Why do we network? To know each other, okay? That's a very fair answer, right? Anybody else? Why do we network? For business, okay? That's a very valid answer. Needs and solutions, amazing. To understand each other, to communicate with others, to exchange ideas, brilliant. So we network for all these reasons. But you know who you are going to connect with after you finish this networking round? You had about 10, 15 cards. You've had about 10, 15 solutions. Similar solutions, similar people, similar designations. Hell, I can even say you will be able to decide and already say what the other person's going to say. Your experience counts somewhere, right? But you know who you are going to call or remember once you go back to your office? The person you trusted, right? The person who you were able to communicate with, not talk with. So this is where I figure, I always say this, that somebody would remove their card and say, hi, my name's Rohini Mundra, I work with a company called 7 Intelligence, we do outbound training, we do classroom training, we do seminars, we do B2B, we do B2C, we do across the global. Very nice to meet you, I will give you all the solutions that you want, please call me. Well, they know what I'm doing, I'm not sure if they'll call me. But if I really want them to connect with me, I need to first connect with them. Which is, I really want to know, so what got you here? What time were you here? I mean, I was late this morning and Bangalore traffic was such a difficult task to deal with. And then you know that you've built some common grounds and you've started to open up. And then you tell them that, well, I think ABC about this particular seminar, I think about these many people who work out, I think blah, 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 blah. The moment you start communicating, you will start finding places that you can talk to people on. So two pillars of trust is communication. Any new employee, when he walks into an organization, is never given responsibilities on day one. The manager wants to first know him. What is he made up of? Is he trustworthy or no? What's his background? Where does he come from? What are his values? What are his beliefs? Which is exactly why goals, belief, do they work with me or no? Can I trust them or no? These are the primary things you'll say are your challenges. Because people do not communicate. How do I know that you believe in my goal? Because we have not communicated. How do I know that you are willing to give me what I want? Because we have not communicated. How do I know if both of us are walking in the same direction? Because I have not communicated. So it's not the other way only, it's also this way. Right? But once you've communicated with people, which is your clients, internal customers, external customers, your seniors, your subordinates, once you've communicated, you've built a certain amount of trust. But that is only 10% of the task. The other 90% of the task is, like the lady said there, consistency. Trust once broken, no matter how many years you've put into it, will not yield any results if there's no consistency. You cannot tell your team, I will give you exactly what you want, only the first time. You cannot tell your team, I will back you up, you go ahead, only the first time. You cannot commit and keep up to your commitment only the first time. It is very important to be consistent, and the science of consistency says that every human being finds it the most challenging to be consistent. You know why? If I go back to my first thing, we're all looking at variety. We're all looking at different experiences, which is why consistency becomes a big challenge. And which is where I say this, that your maturity, your experience, and your decisions come into play here. Are you going to manage to keep up the consistency in your communication? If you can communicate, if you can be consistent, you build trust. And if you build trust, people invest in that trust.